Distinguished delegates, we will now take up our remaining items.
Mr. President, as you are aware, this matter was discussed in a small group mandated by you. The G77 plus China have accepted a somewhat different language, and I seek your indulgence to read the text. Nationally appropriated mitigation actions by developing country parties in the context of sustainable development, supported and enabled by technology, financing, and capacity building in a measurable, reportable, and verifiable manner. This is our preference. Thank you, Mr. President.
On behalf of the European Union, as a sign of the spirit of cooperation, compromise, and trust that lies among us, we support the proposal of India on behalf of the G77. We are committed with our partners to travel the road we are now all embarking to fight climate change. Thank you.
On mitigation and our discussion here in Bali, we came with the hope that we could forge together towards a strong statement about our common global responsibility to address climate change, and recognizing that there are differences among our national circumstances and that emissions are global. I have to say that, the formulation that has been put forward we cannot accept, because it does represent a significant change in the balance that I think many of us have truly worked towards over the last week. We would like to find a way forward here. We are not prepared to accept, though, this formulation at this time, but we are willing to work further to this text to find the right balance. This is an important issue. It's one on which we must act together on.
Thank you. Thank you, United States. May I continue?
I'd like to express on behalf of Japan, we have expectations and hopes on the fact that this agreement that we are reaching this time is going to make it possible for both developed countries and developing countries, namely more the major emitting countries, to discuss the issue and to aim for achieving results.
交渉の成功に向けて、日本としても最善の努力を払うことを申し添えたいというふうに思います。
And so towards this effort for mitigation of greenhouse gases, Japan would like to express that it would do its utmost in order to lead this conference or negotiations to success.
Thank you.
I would like to just respond to the statement made by the representative of the United States. The science on this issue is clear. It is no longer even a debate. It is recognized by most of us. The reference by the representative of the United States to developing countries not accepting their full responsibilities is most unwelcome and without any basis.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, Mr. President, we are willing to commit to this text on the basis that it requires compromises from all of us. The commitments by developing countries in B2 goes further than what are expected in the Convention framework of developing countries. Developing countries are saying voluntarily that we are willing to commit ourselves to measurable, reportable, and verifiable mitigation action. It has never happened before. A year ago, it was totally unthinkable. But in our view, Chair, we are also willing to commit to B1, which, and admittedly, we would have liked to see a much stronger commitment from the United States in B1. So, Chairperson, I would like, to the address of the representative of the United States who made the statement, to request them to reconsider their statement and disclose more openness in the discussions this afternoon to ensure that we get a balanced outcome. And the interpretive statement, Chairperson, I will then make at a later stage. Thank you.
We all came with high expectations. The world is watching us. We left a seat for every country. We asked for leadership. And there's an old saying, if you're not willing to lead, then get out of the way. And I would ask the United States, we ask for your leadership. We seek your leadership. But if for some reason you're not willing to lead, leave it to the rest of us. Please get out of the way.
Thank you.
I want to say I've listened, and we've listened very closely to many of our colleagues here. In fact, during these 2 weeks, I think we have had a very good opportunity to do so. But I've especially listened to what has been said in this hall today. And we are very heartened by the comments and the expression of firm commitments that have, in fact, been expressed by the developing countries, especially those major emerging economies, which we've just heard from. We came here to Bali because we want to go forward as part of a new framework. We believe we have a shared vision, and we want a roadmap forward. We want a success here in Bali. And we want to be part of a roadmap and also to do our part as part of that effort forward. Let me also indicate that as part of that, in terms of what we are committed to do, let me say, and I want to share with all of you, that we are very committed to developing a long-term global greenhouse gas emission reduction goal. We're also committed to giving the views of others very serious consideration, especially that of Japan, Canada, and the European Union, to lead to a halving of global emissions by 2050, as well as those of our developing country partners as we enter this discussion. I would also like to say that on mitigation in our discussions here, we came forward with 3 very substantial new commitments. That is, first, measurable, reportable, and verifiable, nationally appropriate mitigation commitments or actions. Secondly was the including qualified emission limitation and reduction objectives. And thirdly, we also will consider these reductions in a way that ensures the comparability of efforts among them and taking into account differences in their national circumstances. I especially want to reassure my dear friend from South Africa that I think that we have come a long way here. And in fact, in this, the United States is very committed to this effort and just wants to really ensure that we all will act together. So with that, Mr. Chairman, let me say to you that we will go forward and join consensus in this today.